Dangeroso says in Matthew 24:42, Jesus warns believers to be ready for a second coming. Does this point to a partial rapture of only those actively practicing their faith, with others having to endure tribulation? Matthew 24:42. This topic is not fresh in my mind at all, but let's read it. Jesus here says, therefore stay awake, for you do not know on what day your Lord is coming. If we back up a little bit, Matthew 24 is like this sort of end times discussion of Jesus. He's talking about various things end times related. Gosh, I'd have to read so much to give you full context. Here's what I'm going to suggest. I do talk about this passage, I believe, in my series in the Gospel of Mark, where I go through the abomination of desolation and then the following study after that. So in the Mark series, I will link those down below. I'm linking lots of stuff today. I will link those 2 videos. I think it's 2 videos, or I'll link whatever's relevant, where I talk about this in great detail. I walk through these issues. So here he's talking about, though, the second coming. So he talks about the abomination of desolation. First, he talks about like the things like the destruction of the temple, but then he moves on to talking about the second coming of Christ. So Jesus is like, hey, when you see this particular event, the abomination of desolation, then it's on, like the timing is coming. And then when the Christ comes, everyone will see it. So don't listen to anyone who says, oh, Jesus came back, he's over here. No, everyone will see it. You don't need anyone to tell you. And then you trying to think how to give you enough context for this passage. I would recommend reading through it all. There's going to be a tribulation that's going to be happening. Difficulties go on. Then, right, immediately after those days, there's tribulation. Then, seemingly after tribulation, there'll appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man, right? And then they'll see the Son of Man coming with power and great glory. So if you were to take the timing of this description of the coming of Jesus, this description is sometime after a tribulation time of a very bad season of like judgment coming down upon the land. And then but he says, yeah, but you don't really know when this is all going to be going down. So you just need to be ready for Jesus to come. And therefore stay awake, spiritually speaking, right? Stay awake, spiritually speaking, because you don't really know when all these things are going to take place. Your question was, does this point to a partial rapture of only those actively practicing their faith while others have to endure tribulation? I don't think so. I don't see anything in there that talks about it being partial rapture. I'd have to have more verses specifically that would support that. There's a lot more that should be said about this. I apologize that I don't have more to say about it right now. All right, but I will link below some of these issues on this passage and the related passage in Mark and Luke that I dealt with in a lot of detail when I went through my series through the Gospel of Mark. I'll link those videos down below, and that will give you some more answers too.